reading Fateh, reading Kalma is not homework for our kids. That is completely unacceptable.
Initially they told that it is a religious practice and it is mandatory. We have different community people, we have different religious people. How can you only write to read Kalma or Surah Fateh? If it is a religious practice, then Mahabharata, then Ramayana, then Bible, then Bhagavad Gita, these are all also mandatory aspects. They are kids. Why are you imposing religious things to the kids? He is 6 years old. If you are initiate for everyone, initiate every religion. Otherwise, don't do that.
Viewers, good evening. Did you hear that woman? She told us about the case of Kalma in a classroom. Yes, faith forced in a classroom. So let us ask the tough questions tonight, viewers. Where is this, entire secular or so-called secular establishment, ecosystem, lobby? Where are the Netas who claim to wear secularism like a badge of honor? The same leaders who mobilize people for hijab in classrooms. Remember the protest then? Who called yoga communal. Yoga has got nothing to do with religion, viewers. But this so-called secular ecosystem communalized yoga. They had a problem with Surya Namaskar. They labeled it anti-Islam. Owaisi had said the government has no right to make yoga compulsory for children. While doing yoga, one needs to do Surya Namaskar, which means you pray to the sun. The government needs to understand Muslims cannot pray to anybody except Allah. This ecosystem is now completely mute on the Kalma controversy. You know why? Because it does not fit their narrative, viewers, their one-sided narrative. Think about the logic they themselves have been preaching. They say schools must be neutral. Okay. They say no religion should be imposed. Fine. Then why was a class 2 Hindu child told to recite the Kalma? Why was Surah Fatiha pushed as homework? If yoga is majoritarian as per them and dangerous, then how is the forcing of Islamic declaration of faith suddenly multi-faith about tolerance and harmless? How? This exposes the hypocrisy of this group, viewers. These secular netas only try minority rights when it suits one community. When the majority child is targeted, like in this case, they look away. Their secularism has become a one-way street. And I keep saying this, that this is the problem with the political establishment. This is not secularism. This is a fraud in the name of secularism. And imagine the Telangana Chief Minister who proudly declared Congress means Muslims. What will he say now? What will Revant Reddy say today? Will he say Congress also means Kalma for every Hindu child? Will he declare that forcing the Kalma is part of the constitution he swore to protect? Or will he hide behind one teacher's expulsion and think the nation is fooled? Viewers, token punishment changes nothing. The real betrayal is the silence of those who outraged over a few minutes of yoga. Where is Mr. Owaisi, the man who labeled yoga names? I just read out what he said. What does he call this open imposition of Kalma on non-Muslim students? Why is he silent? Is this inclusive, progressive, or is it only anti-Muslim when Hindus try to preserve their own heritage? Viewers, the silence of Owaisi and the lights, that speaks louder than any speech. This is selective outrage. There is no other way of describing this. This is vote bank politics disguised as, concern for minorities, if you will. These netas are not defending the constitution, they are defending a dangerous double standard, viewers. Let that be said. That double standard actually threatens the very idea of equal citizenship. If they can fill streets for hijab, they must fill the streets again. Against Kalma imposition this time. If they can attack yoga, they must attack this cultural invasion in schools. Because failure to do so will prove one thing, and that is that secularism was never about justice. It was a political slogan. It was always about appeasement and votes sample the reaction.
This is in a way forcible conversion of the child. This is completely illegal, unconstitutional. Many such cases have taken place in Hyderabad under Revant Reddy's watch. And we have also seen the manner in which Revant Reddy himself, the Chief Minister himself, he is saying Congress means Muslims.
मेरे बच्चे को कभी बौद्ध गुरु का धर्म निभाने का किरदार दिया जाता है, कभी क्रिश्चियन बनाया जाता है, कभी राम बनाया जाता है, कभी कृष्ण बनाया जाता है. ऐसे राइट विंग का वो बच्चा था जिसको इतना नहीं बर्दाश्त हुआ कि वो आखिर किस रीजन से कलमा पढ़ाया गया. क्या 2 साल के कितने क्लास 2 के बच्चे का क्या धर्मांतरण किया जा सकता है क्या?
Did you hear the SP spokesperson? He's brazen about it, in denial completely. Let me open this up. Sanju Verma, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Professor Atikur Rahman, Syed Asad Abbas, Dr. Fahim Beg, Tehseen Poonawala will be with us to defend the indefensible. He is late by a few minutes, will be with us shortly, and Tushar Gupta completes this panel. Atikur Rahman, you remember, sir, the debates we've had on yoga and how people said that, this is imposition, this is anti this, anti that. I read out what Owaisi had said. What do you think this is?
Pranesh, if this is a deliberate attempt to impose the Kalama or the Islamic verses on a Hindu student, I condemn it in the most possible.
No, what do you mean? No, 1 minute, 1 minute. No, Professor Saab, what do you mean by if it has happened?
The if part. Now, the question to my mind comes is, why this Hindu student was in a Diniyat class? When he is sitting in a Diniyat class, I think the class teacher is being made a scapegoat. The management, school management is entirely responsible if there was some mistake done. But
mistake? This is a mistake.
Class, Pranesh,
No. Kalma imposition is a mistake. That you are asked to do homework, that is a mistake.
Teacher is being made a scapegoat. I said a Hindu student has no purpose sitting in a Diniyat class. A Diniyat class is an Islamic class, Pranesh. Why the Hindu student was sitting in this class? I don't understand.
No, what kind? I don't understand this, sir. 1 minute. This is not some, religious school. This is not a madrasa we are talking about.
Your report says, your coordinator sent me, says that this was a Diniyat class. And in a Diniyat class,
sir,
it's Islamic teaching.
1 minute. Now, let me give you a real life example, Professor Saab. This is an all-faith or multi-faith panel here on national television. Right? If someone tells you to, recite or write a few lines of Hanuman Chalisa, what would you call it?
Pranesh, you are not getting me. I am saying if this is a deliberate attempt to make a Hindu student read it.
Where is the if here? Atikur Rahman, where is the if? I have a problem with the word if. There is no if. Action has been taken. But this is not about that token action. I am talking about the larger mindset. You see, every time around yoga day or anything to do with yoga, Surya Namaskar, what have you, people, they come out on roads. They go berserk on social media with posts, hashtags, with papers like this, with a message. Why is there no outrage on Kalma imposition? That is my fundamental question, Atikur Rahman. And you are saying, if this is there, why was the student in this class? This is not a mistake, it's a mindset problem.
To skirt some issues. I am just asking a question to the school management. Why a Hindu student was made to sit in a Diniyat Islamic class? The school might be a secular school.
1 minute. Why are you asking this question of the school management when you should be asking the Chief Minister of Telangana that as the Chief Minister, why are you saying Congress means Muslim? You're asking the wrong questions and you're not answering the question I am asking you. Atikur Rahman Saab.
Teachers might be looking into the day-to-day affairs of a school. In BJP
No. This is not about school, sir. It's a problem bigger than the school and homework. This is about hate and bigotry. So let's get that clear. Syed Asad Abbas, what do you make of this Kalma imposition?
There is absolutely no hate or bigotry here, Pranesh. And allow me just a minute to please enunciate. The fact of the matter, Pranesh, for 3 years in my degree, I went to an institution which I'm very proud to be a part of. Every morning, what did I read? Om Bhur Bhurvat Saha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Deva Sadimai Dhyo Yona Prachodaya. For the goddess Gayatri Devi, the mother of the Vedas. Not just that, I went to a Christian convent where every student, irrespective of the faith, what did we read? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thine kingdom come, thy will be done. Not only that, till this day, Pranesh, I'm a 38-year-old man who goes to every institution. And what do I quote in my speeches? Bhagavad Gita. Karmanyavadi ke raste ma palishu kadachana. The fact of the matter, Pranesh Sahab, the point I'd like to derive home here is, undoubtedly, there are no two ways about it. The teacher or the management brought in a Hindu student into an Islamic teaching class, which is absolutely wrong. The teacher has been punished. But the larger question to the BJP
No. It does not end here. 1 minute. No. I've heard you. Syed Asad Abbas, now you tell me. 1 minute. Even I went to a Christian school. 1 minute. Syed Asad Abbas, sun lijiye. Now tell me, were you ever given a homework that Mr. Abbas, when you come tomorrow in the first period, I would want to see Hanuman Chalisa written in your notebook? Tell me.
You mentioned Hanuman Chalisa. Jai Hanuman Gyan Gunsagar.
I don't want to.
Hear me.
No. 1 minute. You make a video, post it on social media. You will get followers. Don't do this stunt with me. 1 minute. Answer my question. Were you ever given an assignment or homework, as they say in school, that Mr. Abbas, when you come tomorrow, I want to see Hanuman Chalisa written in your notebook?
Please do not hurt me by calling this a stunt, because I have won the Amar Chitra Katha quiz.
Congratulations. Congratulations for that. Congratulations. Answer my question. Were you given a Hanuman Chalisa homework, Syed Asad Abbas?
I will absolutely answer. Was I given a homework? Was I asked to by heart the Our Father who art in heaven? Not just me, sir, thousands of students.
So you knew, so when you go to a Christian school, you sign up for this. Answer the question about Hanuman Chalisa as homework.
Yeah, brother, it's up 10 seconds. The real question is, where is the BJP when Our Father who art in heaven, lakhs of students in Christian convents
It's
go?
a choice you make when you enroll in that school, Syed Asad Abbas. You know, you're talking as if you never went to a school. Don't do that. Fahim Beg, डॉक्टर साहब, ये जो लोग जो योगा को भी रिलीजन से जोड़ देते हैं और जिनको हिजाब पे जो आउटरीच करके प्रोटेस्ट पे आ गए थे, पहले हिजाब फिर किताब, वो सब पोस्टर याद होगा आपको, ये सब अभी लोग कहां, ये जो सेक्युलरिज्म के नाम पे प्रोटेस्ट करते हैं, वो क्यों नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि ये गलत हुआ है, ये कलमा इंपोजिशन नहीं सहेगा हिंदुस्तान?
आपका खून खून, हमारा खून पानी। आप सुनाए सच, हम सुनाए कहानी।
मैं ये देखिए, अब इस शेर का मतलब मुझे नहीं पता, बट खून की बात नहीं कर रहा मैं, कलमा पे जवाब दीजिए।
आ गया मैं, आप समझ गए। आपका कुत्ता कुत्ता, अरे हमारा कुत्ता कुत्ता, तुम्हारा कुत्ता टॉमी।
आप उसमें भी एग्जाम्पल भी गलत दे पा रहे हैं आप। होता है ये, देखिए आप जब जवाब नहीं देने का मन होता है तो यही होता है। कुत्ता बिल्ली मत कीजिए आप, यहां पे कलमा पे सवाल पूछा, आप उसका जवाब दीजिए।
12 लाख से ज्यादा 12 लाख से ज्यादा बच्चे स्कूल जाने से अभी जाने से हमारे देश में, ये छोटा सा आंकड़ा बता रहा हूं, 1-2 स्टेट का, जो नहीं जा पा रहा है। 65 लाख बच्चे स्कूल छोड़ चुके हैं और इससे अधिक मात्रा में जो है 96-94 हजार स्कूल सरकारी बंद हो चुके हैं। ये नीति आयोग का आंकड़ा बता रहा हूं, मुद्दा उस पे नहीं है, बहस वहां नहीं है। एक बच्चे को जो स्कूल जो है, जैसा कि मेरे पास की जानकारी है, ये मुस्लिम और हिंदू आबादी के बीच में है। यहां दोनों ही धर्मों की पढ़ाई जाती है। और एक साइंस का बच्चा आर्ट्स स्ट्रीम में कैसे पहुंच गया, यानी कि जो बच्चा दीनियात में जाना
कहां पहुंच गया वो मतलब नहीं है ना, पहुंचने के बाद उसके साथ क्या हुआ वो प्रॉब्लम है। ये जो पहलगाम में जो लोग मारे गए वो तो इशू है ही, कैसे मारे गए वो भी, उस पर भी तो चर्चा होनी चाहिए।
अरे सर
आप एक छोटे से सवाल का जवाब नहीं दे रहे डॉक्टर बेग। मुझे ये बताइए, अगर ये अभी कलमा के जगह सपोज हम गायत्री मंत्र या हनुमान चालीसा किसी के साथ, सपोज आप स्कूल में हैं, आपको ही बोला कि बेटा बेग तुम ये सुनाओ या ये होमवर्क करके आओ, तो क्या करेंगे आप?
12 साल के अंतराल में ये तमाम मुद्दे उठाए गए हैं। जब मैं बचपन में पढ़ता था नगर निगम दिल्ली के स्कूल में, तो मैं खूब गायत्री मंत्र पढ़ा
तो इसके लिए मोदी सरकार जिम्मेदार है, तेलंगाना में भी मोदी सरकार जिम्मेदार है। वहां पे मुख्यमंत्री कुछ भी बोले, कांग्रेस मींस मुस्लिम, लेकिन ये तो 12 साल की प्रॉब्लम है। संजू वर्मा, व्हाट इज योर गवर्नमेंट डूइंग? 12 साल में देखिए आपने देश में कलमा इंपोजिशन शुरू करवा दिया।
You know, Pranesh, first and foremost, I think your introduction was so comprehensive that it leaves nothing to anyone's imagination. आपका इशारा जहां तीर पहुंचना था, सही निशाने पे तीर लगाए। I'll tell you what. You know, people say, oh, Jai Shri Ram is a war cry. But this is the same cabal which says ST, slogan. इसमें क्या बुराई है? बुरहान वानी is a poor headmaster son. तो ये जो लॉबी है, लटियंस लश्कर या इन्हें खान मार्केट गैंग कहिए, कुछ भी कहिए, the fact is they epitomize pseudo secularism. I want to just point out one thing before very quickly I will come to the nub of the issue. While giving the Sabrimala judgment very recently, the Supreme Court referred to the 1995 verdict of Justice J.S. Verma. In 1995, Justice J.S. Verma of the Supreme Court said, Hindutva/Hinduism is a way of life and a state of mind and is not about religion alone. So I can take Justice J.S. Verma's verdict and, you know, जो बोलते हैं पतली गली से निकल जाए कि भाई Hinduism is a way of life, तो हमें तो जवाबदेही देने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. But I will not do that. Kalma is essentially about what? The first kalma, called Kalima Tabayya, is basically about the supremacy of Allah, saying there is only one God, and that is Allah. Very quickly, the second kalma says that a person must bear witness to the supremacy of Allah. The third kalma is a prayer praising and glorifying Allah. The fourth kalma affirms the absolute oneness and majesty of Allah. And there are two more kalmas. The fifth kalma, called Astaghfar. It is a prayer seeking forgiveness from Allah for one's sins, because Allah is the supreme, majestic and only God. And the sixth kalma, called Radde Kufr, rejection of disbelief, says only Allah can pardon you if you have been a reciter of disbelief and strayed from the path of Islam. So all these six kalmas basically endorse that there is only one God, and that is Allah, and all the six kalmas endorse the supremacy of Allah. मुझे एक बात कहिए, beat गायत्री मंत्र, beat हनुमान चालीसा, beat महाभारत, beat रामायण, beat the Vedas, कहीं हमने ये कहा है कि Hinduism is the only way of life? Have we said that there is only one God in Hinduism? या तो आप Hinduism follow करिए और you are a kafir. काफिर शब्द का इस्तेमाल कभी हिंदुओं ने किया है? नहीं किया है. काफिर शब्द का इस्तेमाल कौन करता है? People who practice pseudo secularism. टीवी डिबेट पर आकर हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ने से आप सेक्युलर नहीं बन जाएंगे. टीवी डिबेट पर आकर आप कहते हैं we believe in Gita and Mahabharata, but this is the same Congress party I will reinforce.
Tehseen Poonawala has joined the broadcast. Tushar, before I come to you, let's bring in Tehseen. Tehseen, what is happening in Telangana where the CM says Kong means Muslim?
First of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. This is a private school. This was not supposed the teacher did something, the school took action on it, the teacher is being suspended. Tell me, what is the chief minister's fault in it? Let's assume in a private institute, say Times Now, for example, somebody does something and you to Pranesh should take action. What is the chief minister supposed to do? Will that be blamed on Yogi ji? I've never heard of such. I think it's. I heard a BJP spokesperson in the morning bring it up. What sort of a thing is this? Maybe, I don't even know. Maybe the teacher was trying to teach religion. She shouldn't have. When I went to school, we sometimes you get assignments on other religions to learn, on Christianity, on Hinduism, and if you want it, you do it. You don't want it, you don't do it. I don't know if it was optional or no. She shouldn't have done it. Definitely not without consent. But in a private school, some teacher does something. How the
No, this is not about one school, one instance. I am only on the lack of outrage here. For people who link yoga to a religion and, call it names, communal, etc., or yoga imposition, you must have heard that, Tehseen, we've done debates.
Those who do
No, 1 minute. They are all silent today. Why? They are saying one student, one school, private school, this, that, the other. The statement of the chief minister was not private. The chief minister is not a private chief minister of the Congress party. He's the chief minister of Telangana, of the people of Telangana. How dare he say Congress means Muslims? And when he says something like this, then you embolden everyone, government servants and, private institutions.
May I speak? Because it doesn't go through. If you're okay, I'll speak. Okay, so perfect. I think the chief minister's fear and his lathi made the school act. That shows Congress stands for secularism and governance. If it was any other school, if it was BJP, they would have done nothing. They would have encouraged.
If this is a Tehseen, look at your argument. You began by saying it's a private school. Now you're giving the credit of expelling the teacher to the chief minister. Why?
I'll explain. Because the chief minister upholds secularism. So does private school acted on its own. The chief minister.
I am not even asking you on the school. I am asking you a question on lack of outrage. Now you want to take credit even in this?
Of course I'll take credit.
Credit
for
what?
Telangana?
No, credit for poisoning the mind of people.
1 second. Let me explain. I will take credit because Telangana and Karnataka are the two best states in the country. DK Shiv Kumar and Revan Reddy leading the country with absolute force. BJP is threatened. And because they're leading with secularism, the private school had to act. That is how it is. My friend here from Bangalore, Syed Abbas, when he upholds secularism, he says the Kalma also, he goes to Hindu festivals also. That is what Congress brings. The BJP only plays victim card. We don't want. Therefore,
saying attending any Hindu festival means nothing. You know what Kasab was wearing in his hands?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So what does that make him? What does that make him? What does that make him?
Who hung him? Congress government? Who hung him? Congress government.
Who allowed Kasab to enter? Now, the Telangana chief minister must be given credit for swift action.
Everyone speak about the chief minister and how because of him the action was taken and how it's a private school. You know what I have not heard? That this was wrong, that this shouldn't have happened. Look at the irony of things. Offense or defense, dono pe nahi khelna hai. When it's about defense, they defend hijab in schools. They want an exception then. That no, why don't you allow hijab in schools? It's okay. This is a part of our culture. Syed Asad Abbas will say it's a part of the larger culture. We are a secular nation. Why don't you allow it? When it's about Kalma in schools, then they'll want accommodation. Then they'll want offense. Then they'll say, oh, why? It's just a private school. The teacher did wrong. We were against it. We are secular. Syed Asad Abbas reciting the Hanuman Chalisa means nothing if children are to be made paranoid by asking to recite Kalma in schools. Tehseen's secular credentials mean absolutely nothing if the Congress party is going to go out and tell people, do not recite Vande Mataram in schools. Every debate that happens around this secular credentials, Syed Asad Abbas comes out running, meko ye aata hai, maine wo kiya. This is not about you, Syed Asad Abbas. In the larger calculus, you are a nobody. None of us are. So your secular credentials do not solve the problem. We have to address, Pranesh, what happened head on. That first, we are talking about hijab in schools. That is when an exception is demanded. Today, Kalma is being demanded from a child. That is when accommodation is being demanded, that you have to normalize this. This is incorrect. And the prayers you were telling about, Sayyid Asad Abbas, there is a difference between a school prayer where every child and every student gathers in the ground and sings the prayer together, and being demanded by a single child. There is a difference. Do not try to color it in a very different tone. What you're doing is absolutely incorrect. And again, this is not about state credentials. At the end of the day, we have to understand that government, non-government, BJP, Congress, you cannot allow such an atmosphere to foster. Children going to school should be worried only about education, not about any religion, not about having to learn any religion. They should be worried about math, science, and social sciences. That's what they should be worried at their tender age, not someone's secular credentials or appealing to someone's secularism, even if it's Sayyid Asad Abbas.
That's a tall ask, but I would just want to, underline an example from Karnataka, because Tehseen was talking about it. You remember the lamppost controversy there? A bow and arrow shaped street lamp or several such street lamps by the municipal authority had to be taken down. Action was taken against the person who allowed it. So there is outrage against Hindu symbols. There is total contempt for Sanatan. But Kalma imposition is one private school, one isolated incident, and that the Congress government has ensured swift action. Tehseen, you think people who are watching this, can't see through?
May I answer?
Please.
Okay. Thank you so much. First of all, I think it was absolutely wrong what a teacher did. No if, no but. There is no context to it. Without consent, you have no right. I mean, my child, I would want a teacher teaching him religion, irrespective of whatever religion it is. No consent, not allowed, period. But again, it is DK Shivkumar and Revan Reddy who act. The BJP doesn't. Imagine, now just imagine, if this was a BJP government, what would the BJP do? They would play victim. They would fight. They would create drama. The BJP doesn't. Just the name that Revan Reddy would come to know the teacher was suspended. Just the name that DK will come to know that teachers will be suspended. That's the fear of Congress. That's the secularism of Congress. That's the power of Congress.
Save this for the next election campaign. Sanju Verma.
Let me educate Tehseen. He's been raving and ranting about the Karnataka model and the Telangana model. This debate is about how communal diatribe is being rationalized, normalized in Congress-ruled governments via reading of Kalma and a whole host of other things. But Tehseen, since you mentioned about education, very quickly in 5 seconds, let me tell you, I just did some check, and I found that more than 141,000 schools in Karnataka, both public and private schools, either don't have a principal or a vice principal, and more than 76,000 schools in Telangana don't have a principal or a vice principal. Matlab, ये सारे स्कूल और जो तेलंगाना और कर्नाटका में है, ये कहना गलत नहीं होगा, ये किसके भरोसे चल रहे हैं. But let me come to the moot point. भारत माता की जय नहीं कहना है because it has reference to a goddess. Yoga is communal, Surya Namaskar is communal, Vande Mataram is communal. For the longest time, 6 stanzas were not sung. Why? Because it has references to goddess Durga. But गुस्ताखे रसूल की एक ही सजा, सरतन से जुदा, सरतन से जुदा. कोई ये बोले और बीजेपी के लोग उसे कंडेम करें, we are described as being communal, divisive, fractious, polarizing, so on and so forth. So let me just say one thing. The biggest example of Congress facilitating pseudo-secularism, facilitating Hindu phobia, is the fact that the Congress has repeatedly protested against CAA. The Congress has repeatedly protested against the Waqf Amendment Act. The Congress has repeatedly protested against Uniform Civil Code, and the Congress went in 2007 filing an affidavit in the Supreme Court saying Prabhu Ram is a figment of imagination of Hindus. Prabhu Ram does not exist.
Let me bring in Sayyid Asad Abbas and Atikur Rahman in that order. Mr. Abbas, if yoga is majoritarian politics, as people call it, how would you describe this? Just stick to this. Answer this question.
I will answer, Pranesh. Pranesh, let me put this on record. I was on a debate with you on your 8 p.m. primetime show on Times Now, where I said I love yoga. My father practices yoga and my mom, and there are great health benefits of yoga, and nobody should have a problem with yoga. Also, Sanju Verma ji, kaan khade kar lijiye. Bharat Mata ki jai, till I die, Vande Mataram, yoga zindabad. Now, coming to the point, Tushar bhai, Sanju, my favorite spokesperson
No, but
on the
Mr.
face
Abbas,
of
1
earth.
minute. Since you're talking about Vande Mataram, many in the Congress, including chief ministers, have a problem with Vande Mataram.
For that, my friend Tehseen Poonawala, one of the best spokesperson who can defend Congress, he will
Why
defend.
can't you defend?
I will tell you.
No, no, 1 minute. Tehseen akele pad gaye aaj. Mr. Abbas, help him.
तहसीन एक अकेला पूरे पैनल के लिए काफी है.
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. That's okay. I want to hear from you. Either you defend the Congress or call out the Congress.
Now let me defend the Congress and tell you where was Tushar Gupta and Sanju Behan when lakhs of students are reading.
वो सब ठीक है उसमें. No, 1 minute. Syed Asad Abbas. No, 1 minute. You were waxing eloquent about how secular, you have a secular outlook, etc. You have no problems with Vande Mataram. Then let's call out people who have a problem with Vande Mataram. I salute you for saying that you have no problems with Vande Mataram. My respect to you. Let's call out those who have a problem, who say उसको 3 पैरा हटा दीजिए, 2 हटा दीजिए, 3 हटा दीजिए. क्या है?
Pranesh, if my friend Sanju Verma and Tushar Gupta ever went to a convent school, they would know our Father who art in heaven refers to Jesus Christ. And
I'm asking you about Vande Mataram. Now you are talking about Vande Mataram. Abhi kya ho gaya, Mr. Abbas? Why is it so uncomfortable to talk about Vande Mataram? Say anyone who thinks Vande Mataram is communal or anti one religion is doing a disservice. Why can't you say that?
I will answer on Vande Mataram. Those who have problem with Vande Mataram, please read Vande Mataram, which means praise to the Mother India. I love Vande Mataram. I don't think anybody should have a problem.
You have a problem with Vande Mataram?
Pranesh, I think the perpetrators of this episode have won. One second-class student was given.
Sir, this is not about second class, third class. 1 minute. I am asking you a first class question. You answer this. You have a problem with Vande Mataram?
Hey, Joe, welcome to the Islamic State of Hindustan. BJP spokesperson reading 6 kalimas.
Yeah, there you go. So never say that BJP is intolerant. There you go. Every time you say, these people will put this clip. She has no problems doing it. Atikur Rahman, but jokes aside, Mr. Rahman, you just heard Syed Asad Abbas. Syed Asad Abbas is no less bright than Tehseen Poonawala. But do you have a problem with Vande Mataram, Mr. Atikur Rahman?
No, never.
Those who have a problem with Vande Mataram, who think Vande Mataram is communal, anti-Islam, etc., what would you tell them?
Sing it. Abul Kalam Azad used to sing it. He was the foremost Islamic leader.
I know, but what would you tell people who have a problem with this?
Correct themselves. Immediately they should correct themselves.
Tehseen, will you call up the Kerala Chief Minister? Tell him this.
Look, I'm again telling you, nobody in India has a problem with Vande Mataram, period. We don't have a problem with anything. What we have
why was it cut short then? If you did not have a problem, you know what Nehru said about it?
Now let me ask you, since that was the issue, why not bring in a constitutional amendment, since that was the Constituent Assembly, and now absolutely formalize it rather than just a notification? This government wants to do nothing. That's what I'm saying. This government can do nothing. Listen, I'll tell you something. Pranesh, 1 second. Syed Abbas and I, we go to something called Jamaat Khana. Okay? Different Jamaat Khanas. We do yoga outside. What is the BJP will teach us yoga? We learn yoga because BJP or what?
BJP is not claiming to teach you yoga.
Telangana is so good, they'll get 0 seats. That's why they are upset.
This is not about seats. 1 minute, Tehseen. This is not about seats. Rise beyond politics and seats. It's about this, dangerous double standard. Tushar?
Syed Asad Abbas is talking about how secular he is and how secular his family is. Let's take a simple litmus test. Syed, in the same spirit, say that the secular civil code, the uniform civil code, should be implemented across the country. Say it today.
Code, sir. Let me go through all the respective draft. Let me have a blueprint. I will read it. And if it's best for my country, I will be the first one to stand by it.
It is written in the constitution. It's part of our constitution. You want to save Samvidhan? Care to read it once before you go out and join the march to save Samvidhan. Sayyid Asad Abbas, it's a simple question. You want uniformity? You want education secularized? Then stop backing hijab in classroom.
UCC bill of the BJP. Where is it?
UCC bill of the BJP.
Do you have it in record?
Why didn't the...
Please present to me. Please present it to me.
No, so why does the... okay. Then, then the Congress party must present the Congress version of the UCC.
Ask Congress, you ask their spokesperson, my friend Tehseen Poonawala. He will be able to answer it.
Tehseen is not the spokesperson of Congress. He represents one group in the Congress party. Tehseen?
Congress party, the secular Congress party, everyone hear this, gave this country the Special Marriage Act, which is one act for marriage, divorce and inheritance across the north and south of India, east and west of India. I got married in it to a Hindu woman, and it is absolutely everyone in that. It gives inheritance, marriage, divorce. One law, one act.
Wow. Which party would you credit for betraying Shah Bano?
I think the Congress made a mistake. They shouldn't have betrayed Shah Bano. I think they should have. That
was a mistake. Like this Kalma imposition is a mistake.
One second. Did the Congress ask the teacher to do it? The teacher got suspended.
I am not saying that Congress is doing it. I spoke about the mindset. When the chief minister of a state says something as ridiculous as this.
Maybe, could be, and I hope there's an investigation. This teacher may have been told by BJP fellows to do it so it gets polarized and issues get diverted. Maybe. How do we know? Let there be an investigation.
Sanju Verma?
I'm appalled. I don't know whether this is hubris, because I thought Tehseen is usually on the saner side. He says, oh, BJP wins 0 seats, yahan wahan, isliye ye sab kehte hain. Arey bhai sahab, after June 2024, elections were held in 11 states. BJP won 7 out of 11 with a strike rate of 65%. You guys won only Kerala with a strike rate of 9%. So don't even dare question BJP's victory track record. Rahul Gandhi, your boss, has 100 defeats under his proud belt. But I will just say this. Nothing has changed as far as Congress is concerned in 75 years. In 1951, Nehru shot off a letter to Dr. Rajendra Prasad saying he should not go for the grand revival of Somnath temple.
I just hope, by the end of the show or in the next few hours, we hear from those people who outrage about yoga. I want them to take a definitive stand against this and call out this Kalma imposition.